Afternoon, everyone. In our PLC today, I'll discuss some strategies that may assist us with our Year 3 Chemical Science unit. In light of the discouraging pretest findings in Sean's class surrounding prior knowledge and the high percentage of EALD and Indigenous students, we'll need to reassess our learning goals and focus on a layered approach to literacy learning. Our whole school TLC will guide us with respect to the amount of scaffolding required by the gradual release of responsibility from teacher to student, and ensure that students work within their zone of proximal development, promoting learner-constructed knowledge and engagement levels. Importance will be placed on an awareness for the need to recreate the dynamism of our world in our science classroom, so utilise interest-driven, open-ended practices to keep engagement and retention levels high. Due to the inextricable and interconnected relationship vocabulary has with comprehension, a blended pedagogical strategy involving modelling, explicit teaching, and inquiry-based learning, with numerous incidental learning opportunities, will best suit our students' needs. Mazzano's 6-step vocabulary process, with its combination of formal and informal techniques, will bolster our students' lack of everyday vocabulary, which is usually absorbed by familiar conversation, referred to by Tyson as first-tier vocabulary. It will also provide, through definition work, games, and digital tools, the multiple exposure opportunities needed to explore second and third-tier vocabulary required by the unit. We'll continue to employ strategies that reinforce Green's 3D model priorities, operational, cultural, and critical dimensions, turning our attention to making connections between the spoken and written word by harnessing the extensive experiential oral information and literary cultural traditions popular amongst our class demographic, which is operational, implementing formal explicit literacy modelling and scaffolding to support our students, cultural, not only allows our students to use the new vocabulary, but glean meaning from this first-hand experience with it in multiple real-world contexts, critical. EAL students particularly benefit from purposeful interaction, where activities are in context, and message abundance, where the same vocabulary is used many times across the curriculum. Attention to Gardner's multiple intelligence, particularly the visual learner, will be of benefit in our high EALD and Indigenous percentage classrooms. Part of Mazzano's 6-step process involves students constructing their own visual representation of vocabulary. This enables both EALD and Indigenous students a chance to culturally connect with and construct their own meaning of the term, addressing gaps in prior knowledge and consolidating meaning, knowledge, and comprehension through imagery and non-verbal learning. Word walls also play a key role in vocabulary acquisition and can be set up to mirror tiered vocabulary. So everyday first-tier words placed on the bottom remain visible throughout the year, and high-frequency second-tier words used across the curriculum, such as things like justify or evaluate, are placed at the end of the walls, and low-frequency subject-specific third-tier words like hypothesis or evaporate can be placed in the middle section, which can be changed as needed to relate to the current teaching point. We must be mindful when using Mazzano's 6-step vocabulary process of time constraints and learner engagement, as this process, whilst being very thorough and positive, may be lengthy and slow-moving. It would be a good idea to implement these aspects, collect more data, and meet again to reflect on the outcomes as we work together to formulate the most effective strategy for our Year 3s.